Aahana Kumra, thank you so much for your time. We spoke 1 year ago, not exactly 1 year ago, but when BTS was coming out with a new song. We are back here, back in the lockdown, but you still are positive and happy, and BTS has come out with a new song. So tell me, firstly, have you seen Butter?
Yes, I did. The minute it released, I was so excited because I love these boys and I love watching their videos. I just think like their songs are so peppy. I was waiting for it like all morning and I was like, okay, I have to like start my day. I remember when Dynamite had released, I was on shoot and we would just constantly keep listening to Dynamite like in our vanity in the
Yeah,
makeup
yeah.
room all the time.
Uh,
And now I think Butter is going to be like my next, like because it's the next release. So, and I'm pretty excited because it's their second single, English single. So I think it's also very
right.
exciting. Yeah.
You have exactly that same positive personality, and that's why I thought you should be here talking about it. After all the hype last night, we all were excited. After all the hype, they still managed to impress us. Like, what is it about their music?
I have no idea. I just think like these boys are magical. This entire
Yeah,
group is like sensational, and even the video. I think what they do with their videos is really like fun, classy. Like I think like this is so different from Dynamite. Like Dynamite was
yeah,
so like pop colors and everything.
uh,
Like this is not so much pop, but look at the hair color and look
yeah,
at like the way they style themselves. I love the way I like watching them because I just think like they're such a stylish bunch of boys. You
yeah,
don't
yeah,
get to see that in a regular video because
yeah.
everybody wants to like macho up and everything. These boys are
Right.
so cool, they're just so, I think it's very effortless for them.
Right. And I'm going to take you back because I remember all your answers from the previous interview, but someone who's watching right now for the first time, you heard about it when you were traveling to Seoul, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was really like, it's so weird because I had no idea about BTS. I had no idea about Korea.
Hmm.
I happened to go to Korea because, in fact, it's weird, Rohit, because just 2 days ago, I was kind of browsing on my phone because I'm missing traveling.
Right.
And I was missing all the street food that I ate in Korea.
Yeah.
And I traveled to Korea all alone. So I went to Seoul and Busan all alone.
Wow.
And there was a film of mine that was premiering in Busan. And I was like,
Hmm.
if I'm going all the way to Busan, I might as well, go to Seoul and, do a
Hmm.
full solo trip. So I booked myself like into an Airbnb. And,
Wow.
I was traveling with Sanjay Mishra. I remember he was going
Hmm.
to Busan.
Uh,
So he was with me on the flight to Seoul. And I was 5 days alone in Seoul. And I have never seen
Amazing.
anything like it,
Yeah. Yeah.
whether it's, the street that has all the skincare, or whether
Hmm.
it's the music, whether it's the people. It was so warm and so friendly and so loving. And it was just amazing. Like the music, I was like, every time I was entering a shop, there was like, Korean music.
Right.
And I was like, what is this song? What are these songs? And then everybody was like, that's BTS, that's BTS. And I was like, what is BTS?
Wow.
I really like, I had no idea. I think for the first time when I was traveling to Korea, I had not done any homework
Okay.
except for like, what skincare will I get? And I had no idea about the brands. I had no idea about anything. And then finally, I entered a couple of stores and I kept hearing their music. And I was like, what is this music? It's really nice and
Yeah.
peppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember going to Hongdae, which is like
Hmm.
that street where, all the
Yes.
locals perform. And it was amazing to see how these really young boys and girls, they're very cool. They bring their own music systems, in the middle of the street. And then there are so many artists performing there. I literally saw like at least 100 easily
Wow.
perform, on the streets. And I was like, wow, like this culture in Korea is mad. Uh,
Wow.
and then I kind of got hooked onto BTS because I just absolutely love the music.
Amazing. Do you do a lot of solo trips?
I do. Yeah. I've been to Japan alone. I've been to Paris, Amsterdam. I've been to Australia, America. I think I've been to most countries alone because,
Alone. Wow.
yeah, because I just feel like every time I ask somebody, somebody has like, friends have like their own, I mean, everybody's busy with their
Commitment. Right.
work
Yeah.
and, their lives. And I'm just like, I'm not going to wait around for you to like, figure out your plans. I'm just going to finish my trip and come back. And, I've honestly managed to be able to make a lot of friends,
Hmm.
learn things on my own, lost my way, found my way. So, it's been great. And I've actually found very good friends over the last few
That
years.
is a great adventure by itself. How many bags of makeup did you buy then?
So it's really like this is the funniest story. I was in Seoul, and I'd gone to, like, one of the big, like, I think it was Industry, or one of the big
Mhm.
I think it was Medihue or something, Mediheel, and
Right.
I'd gone to one of the stores, and I I was told, so a couple of my friends, when I was leaving from India, they were like, you know what, you just get samples and all for free out there. I said, really? And they're
Right.
like, yeah, yeah, just go there, they just give you samples because there's so much of it. And I was like, okay, maybe, I'll probably like get that. So I'm like,
Right.
I walk into a store, like, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to get samples and all for free. And then, I bought like a couple of face mask sheets and all, which I
Right.
absolutely love. Like, I still use
Yeah.
them because I absolutely love those. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy those. And then I was like, but she's not giving me any free samples. Why? And then they were like, I thought maybe like, okay, this is not working. So I told them I'm an actor from India, and I've come here for my film premiere, and I just started this absolute, like, this
Random talk.
story around, and they were like, actor, India, and they got so excited, they started giving me all the free samples. They were so
Amazing. Wow. That's a great.
I was traveling excess because everybody told me take a train to Busan because from the
Mhm.
film, like, they were like, you must take a train to Busan from Seoul,
Yeah,
like, you
yeah,
should
yeah,
not take
yeah.
a flight. And I was very heavy on the luggage after all that skincare that I had stuffed inside my suitcase, apart from like my premiere dress and everything. So I
Mhm.
was like, oh God, my luggage has gone like, about 8 kilos excess. And I remember at the airport, I was like, I should have just taken a train. I should have just taken a train. And then again, I started that story. I went to the airport, and again, I told that girl at the counter, she's like, I'm an actor. I'm traveling from Seoul to Busan all alone. And she got so excited. And I told her my film is premiering. And then she was just like, you go, no problem. Don't do
So
next
sweet.
time. I said, okay, no problem. It's hilarious.
But extremely nice people, helpful, really, really
They're
nice.
really nice. They're very sweet.
Right. So coming to BTS, once you got hooked onto it directly in Seoul, and then you came back, you dug into the more songs and just got hooked into it.
Yeah, in fact, it was funny because in my gym, like, I used to constantly play BTS music, and nobody in my gym knew what is BTS
Right.
because they were playing all this Punjabi music. And
Okay.
then I was like, no, 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 we need to listen to Korean songs. We
Yeah,
need
and
to
you
listen to.
energetic songs, right? Right.
And it was so funny because the minute I used to walk into my gym, my instructor used to change the music to
The
BTS.
BTS. Good. That's you. You are the proper ambassador that they
I was
can
the
get there.
mascot.
Great. So coming to Butter lastly, Happy, what stands out for you? How many times did you watch it?
I watched it 2 or 3 times. I've been
Okay.
listening to it since morning because it's kind of catching on to my.
Mm.
And that's what happens. Like, I keep listening
Yes.
to the same song the entire day, and then kind of becomes like, then a lot of my friends get fed up of me because they're like, "Can you please change to another song?" And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I just don't realize it."
I want to
But
also talk about the numbers that they hit. It's been 5 hours. They've touched
they hit a
4
million.
crore. 4 crore in 5 hours.
Oh, four! They've gone
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. So it's
Wow.
it's 40 million in 5 hours.
Oh my god. Oh my
We,
god.
we all content creators. We know how difficult it is to get these views, and here they come and in 5 hours they touch 40 million.
Yeah, so effortless. The girls
Yeah,
are crazy about them. Like,
yeah, yeah.
everybody, I didn't know there's something called the BTS army. It's only once I started talking
It's
about BTS and I started
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
about it.
They have been
Uh,
at it, planning the day like today, what they are supposed to do, how they'll get together, celebrate. It's amazing.
I'm pretty sure about it because so I have very good relations with the Korean embassy here in India
Okay.
because when I was traveling to Korea all alone, I remember uh, I had to get my visa done myself.
Mm.
And it was literally 3 days because I decided very last minute that I wanted to go. And
Mhm.
I still remember it was Diwali weekend or something like that. And there was a Korean festival, and they were like, our embassy is shut on this day. And I was like, listen, then we have Diwali. So then, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Indians, like, there's a Hindu calendar and then there's a Korean calendar. And I was just like, guys, like, we need to like really figure this out. So my producers were like, why don't you just go to the embassy and just ask them or request them, like, they can give
Yeah.
the visa like they can expedite the process. And I was like, okay. And I remember going to the embassy, sitting there, and the person at the embassy, the one who's collecting my our passports, he just looked at me and he was like, "You're an actor. You've done lipstick." And I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah."
oh,
And I
nice.
hadn't told anybody anything. Like, I had just walked in as, as a passenger, just trying to, like, maybe be able to speak to,
Mhm.
the ambassador. And I was just like, "Can I just speak to somebody?" And and they just took me inside, and I met the consulate general, and then they were very sweet, and they gave me ginseng tea, and I was like, and then they were like, don't worry about your visa, it'll come through. So it was pretty wonderful, like
Right.
the
No, that's
entire
amazing.
process for me to be. It was actually quite surreal that I managed to go to Korea and managed to do so many things there.
Lucky, lucky, very lucky. I just want to, today was a press conference which I attended, and I just want to tell you what RM said. He said the milestones like achievements are very important, but what's most important to BTS is their values and what they want to pursue. They
Yeah.
always think. They always think how they can leave a legacy that is meaningful to them. It's incredible, right? Young boys at that age thinking of the larger picture more than just views and these things. It is, I mean, what do you think when you hear something like that? So meaningful from them.
I think the lyrics are very like touching. They're very meaningful, and that's why I think the army is so like
Yeah.
possessive about them, and
Yes.
that's there is an army, for them. I mean, in fact, like I I latched onto it much later, and then I was like, oh, I mean, they are not just singing songs, their songs
The
mean things.
messaging. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a message that they leave with their music, with their songs, and that's what has kind of caught on. Like I didn't know like there were so many kids learning Korean
Yeah. Yeah. There are
in
so many
Bombay. There's a huge community,
incredible.
I got connected to them, and I was just like, because the consulate general had invited me to one of the events, where one of a younger group had come to Sophia College and they performed.
Wow.
And I saw like they must have been 13 or 14, these young boys and girls, who came and performed.
So
I
cool.
forget the name of the group right now,
Right.
but this is before COVID hit us, and it was like
Right. Right.
2 3 years ago. But it was just surreal to see an entire community of young girls and boys, who could
Yeah.
speak fluent Korean, sitting in that auditorium and I don't know, praising BTS and talking about how meaningful the lyrics are. That's how I latched on to it. So I think
Amazing. Yeah.
what they're doing, like this is just one community in Bombay, like in one part of
Yeah.
Bombay. I
They're
can't imagine what
everywhere.
they've done to the entire world.
World. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We see on Instagram, Chandigarh Army, Hyderabad Army. It's incredible. They've
You must have got a lot of love from them,
I
Rohit.
do continue to get, and they are very kind, thankfully. And of course, I love all of them. So I can't wait now. When I come to your Vanity Van next, we have to shake a leg to Butter.
But
Great,
that's going to
Anna.
be a new one.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure the army will be watching this closely, and they will love you once again.
Sarangi! I
Thank
love
you.
it. Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks, Rohit.